3 pioneers here. Now let's briefly introduce this topic. Some of you may remember, last year I came on stage with these glasses, the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, live streaming to my Instagram account. Last night, new glasses were announced by Meta. They are now you can put them on and you can see something in the glasses themselves. $800. Your wrist, you have a little wristband to condone them. And then later on this year, Google will launch glasses as well. Why glasses? Okay, just one step back. If we have AI that can understand our world, when we look at that world and when we are in that world and when we listen to that world, a lot of people have the feeling that all this information that we ingest can be translated by AI into something else. So the logical place could be in your glasses, because that's where your eyes are, and that's very close to where your ears are, and you can listen to your glasses as well. The sound is very good. So we'll talk a little bit about some of those glasses and some of the other data sources in the world that can be translated into new and fantastic dresses, for instance. But to set back, this is a power play of really big companies that are launching really big platforms. But where it gets really interesting is where these platforms open up. So you also have Brilliant Labs, which does open source glasses. There's lots of other companies trying to do the hardware bit. But the interesting thing is the use cases. And anytime a really completely new kind of interface platform turns up, I find it's super interesting to look at the artists and the inventors and the really early pioneers to see what they are working on. So this is what this session is about. Let's start immediately. Mario, you developed a new language to understand, and we have a video to show. Shall we look at the video first? Let's look at the video.
NUL, or Neuro-Universal Language, explained in 77 seconds. Scenario 1, shopping bag, without NUL.
Hey, can you please carry the bags inside?
Sure. The neurotypical response. With NUL and a pair of AI glasses.
Hey, can you please carry the bags inside?
Thanks, NUL.
Scenario 2, smile, without NUL. The neurotypical smile. The neurodivergent brain.
Is he laughing with me or at me?
With NUL and a pair of AI glasses.
Thanks, NUL.
Scenario 3, time, without NUL.
Do you know the time?
Yes. Or am I late for something?
With NUL and a pair of AI glasses.
Do you know the time?
Thanks, NUL.
15 to 20% of the world population is neurodivergent. Cheers.
Well, thank you. You describe yourself as neurodivergent as well, right? I think my experience is at tech conferences, it's actually more than 20%. It tends to be a little bit higher.
Certain areas, yeah.
So you devised a language. Tell us exactly what it does. So it sees something, it sees a situation.
The thing is, like, once I got my diagnosis about 6 years ago, when I was 46 with Asperger's and then ADHD, I started reading about it. Back then I had like a clinical psychologist as girlfriend, so she gave me everything I needed to read on it. And for me, I couldn't understand social cues. I have no idea when to shut up, because I can't read faces, or sometimes I'm nervous and anxiety. So I kind of thought of, what can I do with it? And then augmented reality with Google Glasses, and back in the time, was perfect. But it wasn't open sourced. And then Brilliant Lab came out with the frame. It was open source, and we captured facial expressions and we translated into simple emoji. Like, when is a smile fake or negative? It's not emotion. It's just because the autistic brain is purely manly, is a highly manly brain that also thinks negative. So it gets rid of anxiety. So if somebody smiles, now I know it's a genuine smile. And then the ambiguity, irony, sarcasm, cynicism, we tend to react slower on it.
Yeah.
So,
No, but
yeah.
I find it, I mean, first of all, I find it fascinating that it's possible to translate that information into the factual information, because I think for a lot of people it's quite difficult to understand if a smile is, what kind of smile it is. But when I first heard about it, I also thought like, oh, this is such a fantastically different use case than so many of the other use cases the big companies are talking about, because it's not about exerting power across the world. It's like, oh, what is this building? It's very boring. I mean, I cycled around Amsterdam with these glasses and I realized I actually never have the urge to ask my glasses anything, ever. But in this case, you have a real use case for it, right?
Like I once had like a white paper and I called innovation pad thai. So it's same but different. Everybody does the same. And it's like FOMO. They all wanted the metaverse. Every company wanted the VR goggles. And it was the same thing all over around the world. And this is a neurodivergent solution for a neurodivergent problem.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't read your social cues, so you need to interrupt me. But
When I say this, it means stop.
yeah. So Novo Nordisk, the Ozempic story, the weight loss story, came out of the head of a scientist with autism. That's the very first company in the world that understands that people with autism and ADHD and high functioning brains think differently. We see the world different. And this is just going to help us be a bit better.
Yeah. So it's basically about making sure you actually can function in this world with a lot of
It's about like,
exactly.
It's about
Right.
winning.
Let's come back to that. You actually have a working prototype of this. So for later this afternoon, if you want to go and try it out, and as mentioned, the Brilliant Labs community, this is a company in Singapore that now is cranking out these open source glasses, is actually a really interesting community to look at, because there are more people that try new things out, right? They want to.
It is funny.
There you go.
It is funny that you it's a Discord channel and people just create and you can get the SDK out of it. And there's somebody that looks at the lights and just uses hand motion to just to turn off on and the lights back on. And it is funny. And the next glasses are coming out in November and it's going to be so much better because this one still is slow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But we're looking at the use case, so it actually doesn't matter that it's not completely functional right now.
No.
So yeah, let's have a look at your use case. You want to demo it, right? You also have those glasses, but you are working on services for blind people.
Exactly. So hi everyone. So we are doing an agnostic application for smart glasses. So meaning that we are focused on the app and not the hardware. So ecosystems like Brilliant Labs for us is super important. But big players like Google and Meta, they also going to open their ecosystem for apps. I saw someone earlier talking about like App Store, your iPhone. If you only had apps from Apple, you will be like bored and so on. It wouldn't be so interesting. Same thing for smart glasses. You will need ecosystem of people elevating the experiences on smart glasses. We are focused on the blind because they are like immediate people that need immediately. I have on my team a blind developer also that helps us connect with the community and also like early test and validate our product as well. So right here is the same glasses basically, but like different color basically. And so what we can do with it is that let's hope, the demo gods are going to help me today. It's always a risk. But the good thing about the risk of doing a live demo is that we're gonna have a session in the afternoon. So in that case, if I'm like, actually doesn't work, we will see. So now I'm trying to wake it up. So let's see.
You can even the Meta demo yesterday a little bit went wrong. So
exactly, yeah. Even Meta, like the big players. Wait, where's my? I need to restart. So yeah, thank you so much. This, wait. So then, yes, okay. So I'm gonna ask something like, can you describe what's in front of me? And then I'm gonna get the description.
Is the mic on? Let's have sound, yeah.
Let's hope. Describe what's in front of me. And yeah, so now it's kind of processing, and it's like, well, the phone is just serving for the speaker and processing of this.
I'm having a hard time seeing the image clearly. Try shifting position or lighting, and try again.
All right, let's ask again. It's good that the mic works pretty well with the phone. We didn't have to have so much time to test. What's in front of me? And let's see, maybe like the flash is kind of coming right through it.
That might help.
You're facing an audience seated in a theater or auditorium.
Yes, so that's it. So imagine thank you, demagogues and whatever. So that's always a risk when you have to do a live demo, as you probably have done as well. So this is for a blind person, going to a supermarket, getting different products. They have the same shape and so on. So it's pretty important to have this sort of.
There's a misunderstanding.
Now it keeps talking. Yeah,
She's still like, now she wants to talk. Like, okay.
No, and this particular use case, I mean, everybody understands immediately how completely useful this is, right? And there's various companies in the world developing these services. And even there, with the sort of use case you can understand in one line, the audience of blind people is also very varied, and they also need different kinds of apps. I know one company that's doing these apps with different voices, because people sometimes start hating the voice, so they need to change the voice, and somebody needs cooking instructions, recipes if you're blind, and the other one need to navigate a transport system. So it's
exactly. Yeah, that's key what you said. Like, we are making an AI assistant that initially is focused on the blind, but actually anyone can use our AI assistant. So you can ask things such as like recipes for cooking. You can go in front of your fridge and say like, hey, no idea what to cook for dinner. Look at it and give it to me. But obviously we need to focus somewhere and improve the experience so much. So we are focused on the blind, and then there are other use cases and so on. But definitely, this sort of like the voice as well is an important thing, because usually like the screen narrator is quite robotic. So a lot of people don't like those sort of things. So having more human voice can make a difference also for the person that hears all the time, every day,
So basically, in these communities of creators, use cases are being developed, tested, rolled out, sometimes in pilot, sometimes already a bit bigger. But we also see those, the big players coming, and hopefully their marketplaces will be super open, so that lots of different people can try out lots of things, right?
Exactly.
Let's go to Anouk. You're an artist engineer, so you have the qualities of both. And the glasses can take in information from the outside world, can talk back to you. There's also a super interesting startup in the UK that is using the glasses to monitor yourself, which is something else, like monitoring your concentration. This is not the outside world, the inside world. But you are taking lots of other data sources into your work. And you're going to show a little bit of your work so we can understand what you do with those data sources.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I don't make smart glasses, I make smart dresses. And but I always like to see them as kind of exoskeletons, whether that's an electronic dress or smart glasses. Of course, it takes something over and it helps us. So I'm a Dutch designer, and I will stand here for you guys. And my name is Anouk Wipprecht. I create dresses and designs that sense the surroundings. So as we were talking about smart glasses, it senses the surroundings, and I process that data. So for example, if you look at the body, which is really interesting, you can think of personal space, for example, is something that we have in our near surroundings. So the intimate, the personal, the social, and the public space. And these distances all have certain measurements to it. This is the proxemics tree. So what I do is, for example, this is my robotic spider dress. It senses, and it has ultrasonic rangefinders that you can see here. They measure up to 25 meters, and they can exactly see who is standing into the personal space, who is entering the personal space of this dress. And when they do, it's a sort of robotic electronics compiled system on the shoulders. It attaches and it attacks the person that is stepping in the personal space. Not just one time, I programmed something that is called 12 states of behavior. So depending on how you walk up to this dress, it reacts differently. So that is basically what I'm investigating. And one of my other dresses is a smoke dress that I created with Italian architect Niccolò Cossas, and this was in 2011, but it's based on another animal, an octopus, or we call it an inkfish in the Netherlands. So it detects the amount of people in the near surroundings, and based on that amount, it smokes more and more, sort of. So what I'm trying to do is create fashion and see how I can use it as an interface with the world around us, and I've been doing so for the last 25 years. Another of my dresses is here on our lovely friend Lara. It's a dress that makes you a cocktail, which is also good. So it's a real cocktail dress. It works with a peristaltic pump, and by the push of a button, it creates a drink. So all of these dresses are basically sort of case studies on if and when you put technology on the body, what can it do? So how can it become more social and playful, like the cocktail dress? How can it become more defensive and behavioral, like the spider dress? And how can it become more expressive and sensitive, like the smoke dress? So really seeing fashion as an interface. So for example, a social interface, a playful interface, or also an emotional interface. So that is a little bit, the work that I do. With this work, the field of fashion tech, you do a lot of collaboration. So one of the collaborations is, for example, with automotive industry, in this case Audi, and where I ripped out the parking sensors of this car and the LED matrix technologies. Another thing that you can think of is stagewear, where I get asked a lot for. This was the Super Bowl that you guys might remember. This was the Black Eyed Peas. I created this design for Furky, which was inserted with Swarovski crystals, also functioning like a really big heatsink as well, with shoes that have optic fiber. And the other thing that you can think about as we're talking about wearables and the field of fashion tech is not only dresses. It also belongs with the smart glasses, but also things that are inserted in the body like prosthetics. So this is a friend of mine, really cool lady, really look her up, Victoria Modesta. She's a bionic pop artist, and she's missing her leg. And I had the possibility the last 10 years to push her missing leg full with electronics and do cool things with that. So we created, for example, a smoke leg. So you step on it like the smoke does. It starts to smoke, to things that you can make music with, to even putting a really small Tesla coil inside of her leg for a thing. So it becomes a Jacob's ladder effect. So there's all cool things that you can do with electronics on the body, of course. And that is something that, wakes me up every day, that I really enjoy. And Monique, we also have with us Isa again, who gave a really great performance this morning. And I would like to invite her on the stage, if she is here.
Yes, please. Isa, where are you? Oh.
And Isa is, I invited her back on the stage because one of the other things that I'm a big supporter of is open source. So not only making cool things, but also sharing it with your broader community. So you can see that on, for example, Instructables and all of that stuff. So Isa is wearing an open source dress with like little robotic elements. So they move. And this is also because I'm also an educator. I try to get more people into electronics, also more children into electronics, and especially girls and females. So this is basically an open source dress. So you can go online, you can go to this Instructables. And you can make it yourself. You can connect all kinds of things to it. In this case, feathers. So
Fantastic. I actually have a question for you as well. I mean, you're an artist. You work with your voice and with music, but you also work with your appearance and with your technology. And can you explain a little bit more how this is part of your artistry?
Yeah, I think as a multidisciplinary artist, it's really kind of my thing to explore the physical space with spatial design, curation, fashion, and music and sound. But I think tech has really inspired me to kind of add an extra push and explore ways that maybe even AI can enhance or even change the narration of a performance. So yeah, I think I aim to hopefully one day get to a place where I can kind of combine virtual experience with the physical and incorporate AI into fashion and kind of get to an all-encompassing interactivity situation. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sit in the middle if you can. Oh, yeah, yes, that's good. We have only a few more minutes left, and I want to just look forward a little bit because, as I said, these open spaces right now of creativity and discovering new sensors and being able to vibe code. You don't need to be the perfect coder. You can do things, right? It is a do time.
Yeah.
Where do you guys think it's going? It makes me very optimistic, but at the same time, you have these looming, huge, Google, Meta, whatever, the platforms that are not open and not usually very liberating and creative. But yeah, where do you think this is going?
Well,
what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I think
let's make it positive.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like vibe code, I love it, and I've seen like a lot of experiments, and I think it will be more and more important to actually know the needs. Not just like sit and code for hours, but actually talk to people, understand like what would they want, instead of like making like products that they have no use or you don't have any adopters. But also like the experimentation is also a good thing, and being able to prototype so early on with so very little resources that before you would need like thousands and months of work. Now you can actually prototype so easily, and actually validate. The next week I was like in some accelerators that we were doing things in 24 hours, going to talk to potential users, the following week and so on. So this is like something very powerful for me. So evermore, the human connection will be even more important, I believe.
And I think
because of that evolution.
Yeah. Building on that, it's super powerful for the individual creator. But it's also, on a bigger level, it means that there's so many more people that can be created for. You don't have to create for the big masses to make the skill to develop these services. You can go very niche. I think in Mario, you reach a very specific group. Well, 20% of the population is still a huge group.
We had a meeting on Wednesday morning, Tuesday night at 2 a.m. with Google, which we kind of sold the idea that our system is creating cognitive context data sets for large language models. So that's probably the next step to AGI and superintelligence, which scares people.
Yeah.
But it's going so fast. Now everything is so fast. I think Google DeepMind, they've got 40,000 new materials lined up. Well, like the design, and now that's something that they couldn't create before.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Things are now possible that were never possible before. But to think of all these options from the point of view of the very individual experience, and also with these new tools, the experience is so close to the body. I mean, the AI that you wear next to your ear or next to your heart. I mean, it is a new world where we can develop completely new things for the individual or for subgroups as well, which I think is interesting. Anouk, we only have 1 minute. Yes. Well, where do you see this going? What is the most exciting thing for you?
Well, yeah, I always say like technology has never been as small as we have now. So there's so much possibilities. Like when I started this like 25 years ago, I was working with a really big computer on the back of the back of the wearer, sort of, and it's now a really tiny chip that I can easily integrate in a piece of garment, sort of, So that is really cool, and it opens up a lot of possibilities. But I think we are really busy with now the nexus, especially with the immersive experience, the nexus of art and technology, and really showing what new symbiotic relationship we can create besides that, right? Thinking of interfaces, other way to interface with the world around us. And I think that just gets me really, really excited, sort of. The explorative, the playfulness, also a lot of things that we all spoke about today on stage. Yeah. That's really cool.
Okay. positive note there.
Yeah.
I want to thank all three of you so much. This afternoon, Anouk will speak a little more together with Adrian, and she will speak about brain-computer interfaces and her dresses.
Yeah.
And Mario and Iara will be there to talk more about the smart glasses, their ideas, how they develop them, and you can also try them out. So find them later on. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.